Hey everyone, welcome. In this video, we're diving into the thrilling world of Korean dramas. Get ready for exciting summaries, unforgettable stories, and must-watch recommendations. Don't miss out, like, subscribe, and join us for more amazing content. Let's get started.
The Midnight Romance in Hagwon, episodes 1 to 2. Slow-paced with a dose of realism, TVN's latest romance is setting us up for complicated emotions as a star teacher at a Hagwon collides with her former student. He's all grown up and looking to follow in her inspirational footsteps, and from the looks of it, also to put the moves on her. The Midnight Romance in Hagwon is finally here, and the first 2 episodes are a lot of setup. Along with being introduced to our leads, we're also taken into the world of high school education, where there's rivalry between the teachers at the public high schools and those at the private after-school institutes, the Hagwon of our drama's title, that helps students prepare for exams. This battle will be the backdrop to our romance story, where tension is rising as teachers compete for the students' attention and money. The main action takes place at Daechi Chase, a Hagwon in the affluent Daechi-dong area of Seoul. Even though they have legendary teacher Seo Hye-jin, young Ryo-won, working for them, they still need to fight to stay relevant as new Hagwon pop up on every corner. It's a high-pressure job given that all the instructors are in competition with each other, but more so for Hye-jin because she's so sought after. With students and parents trusting her so much, she winds up getting involved personally in the students' lives. And we see this might be a perpetual thing for her when she runs into her former student, Lee Jae-yoon Cho, Wi Ha-jun. He was the first student at the Hagwon to win a scholarship, accounted for on the scholarship wall of fame, and Hye-jin's career was also boosted for being his teacher at the time. When Junho stops by Daechi Chase after hours and runs into Hye-jin tipping back a few beers, she's excited to see him and says that when he got into college, it was the best moment of her life. He's even saved in her phone as my pride. Already, I'm thinking she has a problem with boundaries. It's been 10 years since they were teacher and student, and Junho is now 30, still living at home and working at an office job that offers prestige. But he's not making the kind of money he wants. So, when Hye-jin, whose face is on the ads for Daechi Chase, starts bragging about how much she earns, Junho takes it to heart. When the Hagwon gives a test to recruit new teachers, Junho is there, ready to change career paths and make more money, even if society and his parents don't see it as high status as the job he has. Hye-jin responds by taking Junho to dinner to discuss why he's pursuing teaching, especially at her school of all places, and inform him that she thinks he's nut for quitting his company. He's cheeky the whole time, pressing forward with his decision as she tries to talk him out of it. No matter how serious she seems, he smiles and treats it all as a joke. There's something about their rapport that isn't sitting right with me just yet. We know that Junho comes around once a year on Teacher's Day to say hi, so it's not like they haven't seen each other at all in the past 10 years. But at the same time, they seem too close already for people who are just teacher and student. There's a definite old friends vibe about them that doesn't initially smack of tension, but isn't really comfortable either. Junho is clearly teasing her in a way that says he likes her, but it's also a little kiddish and seems more like an innocent crush. The way she responds, trying to ensure that he doesn't get a job at her Hagwon, says to me that she might have deeper feelings than he does, or that she's willing to admit, even to herself. Whatever is happening, it's making me very uneasy, and I think that's entirely the point. When Junho makes it to the next round and has to give a lecture as part of the hiring process, Hye-jin goes to her higher-ups and asks that Junho be rejected. The problem is that Junho does really well during his lecture, even reprimanding Hye-jin like a student for not paying attention to him. She won't even look up from her desk at him. She's avoiding him so much. Still, it's clear how much he admires her, talking about his own trajectory and how one teacher inspired him and changed his life. Hye-jin was still a college student herself when she was his instructor, but she taught him how to think, not just what to study. He became curious and wanted to study on his own, and that's the mark of a great teacher that he wants to emulate. With his application moving forward, and Hae-jin having no success in arguing against it, she asks Junho to meet her at the library they used to go to every weekend when he was her student. She tells him he can't work at Daechi Chase and that she lied about his college acceptance being the happiest moment of her life. Really, she was happy she got a bonus for it, so she could pay her own tuition. Also, her job isn't that great, even if she was bragging about the money. Junho gets annoyed at what she's saying and adds that it's odd she's taking it so personally that he wants to work as a Hagwon teacher. Then he calls her out on the behavior that's bothering me so much. Will it matter to you if the institute finds out what you're doing right now? You're meeting an applicant in private and pressuring him to drop out. At that, Hae-jin storms off. And when Junho follows her to her car and says he'll drive, she tells him to take the bus before pulling away. Finally, after a conversation with her boss where he pushes her to reconsider, Hae-jin accepts that Junho can work at Daechi Chase. And she's the one to give him the news, by meeting him at a cafe at night. She apologizes for crossing the line and for hurting him. Then she starts detailing how hard the job is going to be, which is when he realizes he's hired. He smiles and begins to joke around again, and she tells him he won't have time to tease her anymore because the job is going to take too much energy. Then she dismisses him from the conversation. Hae-jin never drops her attitude while she's telling him all this. So, on one hand, it seems she's setting a boundary that he keeps trying to cross. But on the other, continually meeting him outside is betraying any boundary she's trying to set. Her feelings are definitely complicated, even if I'm not totally sure of her motives. When Junho begins work, the head of the academy asks if he'd be interested in being the new face of Daechi Chase. Even though he has no prior teaching experience, his own story is enough of a qualification. This implies that he'd be ousting Hae-jin from the spot. Junho replies that a story about a teacher and student going forward together could be an even more touching approach. This is where we leave off for the week, giving us a hint that Junho isn't going to compete with his former teacher, but try to ensure they're walking side by side. With a lot of breathing room for things to unfold, I hope the drama will go deep into the complications that could arise here. We have a lot of different dynamics to cover, from workplace entanglements to Nuna romance to teacher/student dilemmas. So far, it seems clear-cut. He's laying his cards on the table and she's trying to cover over her feelings. But I don't believe it will be so simple. As we dig into their history together, I'd wager we're in for secrets that will make sense of Hae-jin's strong response. The two have a kind of intimacy that manifests as him being relaxed and her being terse, but never is there any real tension. Whether it will be ramped up gradually or willies into another kind of comfort, I'll definitely be sticking around to see how it plays out.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed our dive into the world of Korean dramas, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment with your favorite K-drama or any recommendations you have for us. Stay tuned for more exciting videos, and see you in the next one.